What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo. Today we're going to talk about one of the most popular characters in the King of Fighter franchise, in Terry Beauregard, who looks absolutely insane, guys. I really attention to detail that Netmarble put in this guy is second to none, as they always do with their King of Fighter characters. And I mean, look at the detail in his jacket. Got the airborne on here. Then you have Running Wild that's written on back whenever you see it in his 3PG. Like all kinds of detail. Even his hair looks really cool. Like he looks sick, guys. They did a wonderful job aesthetically wise on the character. And as far as the build, he's going to pretty much have the same build that I had on my Oswald build. It's just going to be A3. And when you take a look at the core effects of this character, you can see that, you know, he has critical damage and all the critical rate, increased attack. He's got lots and lots of insane buffs. He's got the PG rate. He's got the immunity core, the decreased damage received by 80% when HP is 65% or below, which is amazing for an attack type fighter. Really help with survivability. Then he has the damage immunity core. And then he gains one stack of Starving Wolf, which lasts 6 seconds, and every 0.5 seconds while the active 3 skill is charging, this stacks up to 8 times, which can lead up to 200% increase to your active skill damage, which is insane. And then on top of that, it decreases the remaining active 3 skill cooldown by 50% upon using a strike skill, which some of his other skills are. So you can really speed up that third skill to do a lot more damage. And then they increase the active 3 skill damage coefficient by 4% up to 2000%, and momentum by 10% up to 50%, which means a bunch of damage per enemy landed by the skill while using an active 3 skill. So while you're using the third skill and you're going against a bunch of mobs, the more mob that you take out, the more enemies you take out, you're going to get this momentum up to 50% and this coefficient up to 2000%, meaning an insane amount of damage. So the more opponents you defeat, the more damage he actually does, which is terrific, especially in a game mode like the Plug and Plant or Tower of Illusion. He has increased active skill damage. The basic attack damage is nice, but I don't think really a necessity when it comes to playing with Terry, because his third skill is really where it's at in regards with this character. Now, as far as his imprint stones, you can take a look here, guys. We're just using the regular imprint stones, but the third one is the one, the real money maker for him, because it does increase his active 3 skill damage. And this stone particularly is really the kingdom come for the character. Like, that third skill is where it's at. And when you look at his Phantom UE skill, it resets active skill cooldown upon use, and then you automatically gain 8 stacks of Starving Wolf upon use, right? Decrease active 3 skill cooldown by 70% for 10 seconds upon use. Increases active 3 skill attack range and charge duration for 10 seconds. Now, this is pretty interesting. Whenever you're just using his regular third skill, you're going to notice that the AoE, or the area of effect, is much smaller. The little blue ring is much smaller than what it is whenever you hit the Phantom UE skill. You'll notice it gets much larger. And then the first skill does apply a stun when you land. It also obtains power, which is going to be really good for, say, something like time attack. That is awesome, guys. And these power-ups are obtained by however many Starving Wolves you actually have. So if you hit your Phantom UE skill, you're going to have this automatically. You're going to be up to 32% power right off the get-go, because you get 8 Starving Wolves. So that's something else to keep in mind. The second skill is a strike skill. In fact, all his skills are strike skills. He has the hyper armor. He also recovers HP, which is awesome, guys. Really good to see that. And he also gains HP upon how many Starving Wolves he actually has, which is sick, guys. So the more Starving Wolves this guy has, the more damage he's going to do, the more power he's going to actually gain, and the more heal he's actually going to get. That's actually a really cool mechanic that they did for Terry. And then the third skill, whenever you tap, this is the charge skill. This is your moneymaker right here, right? Use and hold the button to activate Power Stream charging. Wait until it ends to release the button to activate Power Stream, and then can be used to an attack, right? It's an interrupt skill, and then it also has quickly pulls enemies towards the center of the skill once upon use. Now, this only works against mobs. There's certain bosses it's not going to work against, like, say, like Rugal. So whenever you're playing against a guild raid Rugal, you're going to have to kind of make sure you're always close to make sure you're doing damage with that third skill. Otherwise, you lose damage. But he does gain the super armor. He also has decreased damage received by 80%. So even when you hit the third skill and you don't have your hyper armor up, you're still going to have that super armor, and you're still going to have that decreased damage received. And he has a built-in heal, right? So even if he does take damage, he can heal back up. Then he has decreased enemy defense by 80%, increase your damage received by 100% for 13 seconds, removes the target's guard upon using the skill, which is sick. And then when this thing's fully maxed out, you deal the physical damage with 5,000% of attack. He also doesn't have a shield. It's PvP exclusive, removes the tiger's harbor armor, super armor, critical shield. I mean, it pretty much removes all the survivability tools of your opponent, which is good for him in PvP. And then his finisher gives you increased finisher skill damage by 400% up to 3200% and momentum up to 32% for each starving wolf for 3 seconds. So again, the more starving wolves he has, the more damage, the more heal he's actually going to get. It's really, really cool. Right? And then, of course, his 3PG just gives increase to strike skill damage, which is sweet, guys. And when you look at his striker ability, it actually can pull the enemies towards you, which is pretty cool. Now, you take a look at his core, and when it comes to his core, you want to max out that third skill because that is his money-making skill. And you want to, I mean, really, either one of these guys really doesn't matter, guys. You're really going to be depending on his third skill for the most part. But from the testing I did, it looked like the first skill did a little bit more damage than the second skill. So I had the first skill maxed out, the third skill maxed out, and then the second skill. And then, of course, we have the UE skill, which decreases or increases active skill damage by 400% when in auto mode. That is something to keep in mind, guys, when it's in auto mode. And then decrease active 3 skill cooldown by 40% for 10 seconds upon use. Right? And then the striker capability, we talked about that as single, quickly pulls enemies, and it does a little bit of damage, which is also really, really good. Now, I'm using these set cards for him because this set here is actually terrific for him because it will give him the attack up to 180%. It will give him the critical damage up to 120% for a blue, but he won't get the critical rate up to 9%. Pretty much the same thing as what I did with Oswald. He's going to get the critical damage buff, he's going to get the attack buff, but he won't get that critical rate buff because he isn't a symmetry or twist character. He's actually a fusion character, so he doesn't really benefit from that. And then we're using these cards. Now I actually am using this card because it does increase active skill damage, and his third skill is an active skill, so I thought it'd be a really good one. But the downside to it is every other 3 seconds you're not going to have that buff, so that is something to think about. And then this one here is actually really good because it gives us an increased attack by 50%. This is a godly thing to have for a character like Terry. And when it comes to his plugins, guys, I don't have any plugins on them whatsoever. Anytime I play with these characters, I really like to do things without their plugins, and I did the same thing with Oswald, by the way. So let's take him into Guild Raid really quick, guys. Let's see what kind of damage he pulls out, and then I'm going to show you kind of where he's really awesome. And speaking of which, he's really awesome here, but unfortunately at A3, you're not really going to see a tremendous amount of damage, but in Guild Raid, it won't be too bad. So here we got Terry. We're going to use Oswald as a striker because Oswald actually does increase the attack and decrease skill cooldown, which is really, really good for Terry. And then we just got a solid UE team here, so we get that solid attack buff. Now, the funny thing here is that, from the testing I've done, it's kind of weird how we have to play with Terry in regards to, the way he works out. Because you actually, when he hit his UE skill, before you hit his Awaken skill, it seems like he does a little bit more damage if you do it that way, at least at A3. It's really, really... So I'm just going to fully charge this up, and then I'm going to hit that 3PG, right? And you're just going to notice, guys, that third skill just really starts piling on damage. It does really well, but I don't think Guild Raid is really where it's at. Now, I'm going to hit his UE skill. I know some of you are going to... differ about that, right? We're going to go all the way up, right? And now I'm going to go ahead and hit the Awaken skill. And I'm telling you guys, I really seem to do more damage like this. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit the 3PG. Now, Rugal's going to blow up on me afterwards. Now, you're not going to see the damage that we saw from Oswald because Oswald in Guild Raid is just super, super strong. And just like I told you guys in the last video, some characters just shine more in other game modes than others, right? And, it seems like for Terry, Guild Raid really isn't where it's at, in all honesty. At least the way I'm playing. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be looking at this, and you're going to, oh, crap, Uriel's in an iframe. But I know some of you are going to be looking at this, and you're going to think, man, you're doing this wrong. You should be doing your Awaken skill first, and then you should be hitting your Phantom UE skill. But I've tested this, guys, and I actually did more damage the way that I'm doing it. It's really, really strange. Alright. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hit that default, and then we're going to hit the Awaken skill. Here we go. But you always got to be sure that you're close to Rugal, right? It's a shame that the pulling toward you doesn't really work in this game mode. And we're going to do that 3PG. And and then we're going to hit the Phantom UE skill. Or actually, we're going to hit the UE skill, because it doesn't turn into a Phantom UE skill until you hit your Awakened skill. Okay, we're going to go ahead and... Alright, here we go. And rock and roll. So, as you guys can see, you're not seeing near the damage. And trust me, no matter what I would do, it would be about the same, right? Even if I changed the rotation, it would be about the same, right? Terry gets around about 800 billion or so. Usually in these runs, it seems like almost no matter what rotation I do. But when I use this rotation, he seems to do the most damage this way. I think it's because he has 8 Starving Wolves right now, and we can just sit there and keep spamming this skill. I guess is kind of what's going on here. Alright. Do the 3PG. It's a really weird thing with them, but I'm pretty sure once you take him to A5, it's going to be a different world. And I can show you guys an example of me playing him. You know, the way that we would normally think is the right way. Okay, here we go. And... Are you okay? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. You're like right there with lost damage. Like I said, he can usually get around 800 billion, maybe a little bit better than that. We got about 780 billion right now, right? But it's really strange how it works out, but I think he does more damage this way because he has 8 Starving Wolves when I hit that UE skill. And I think that's really what's going on here. I'll go ahead and do a quick little run for you guys. Just a little run where we think, you know, it's like actually the correct way, because normally what you want to do is you want to use your Phantom UE skill. That's really what you want to do. Now, we don't actually have it unlocked at A3, but it's still enacted, right? You can still use it and get some of the early benefits of it. So I'll do it the same way, right? Do it the same way, but this time I'm going to show you guys how you really would probably should play him. But like I said, I seem to get more damage the way I just showed you, which is really strange. So I'm going to hit the Awaken skill, hit the 2-1, and then we're going to hit the Phantom UE skill, and we're going to start going. We're going to start go, 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 go. And you see how fast that Phantom State bar, those 3 purple bars, you see how fast they build up, right? And that's really why you'd really want to play him this way. Okay, now he's going to blow up on us. At least he should. At least he should. There we go. We'll hit the Awaken skill, 2-1, and then we'll hit the Phantom UE skill. And let's see if this does more damage. And there's the purple state, guys. There we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now, I'm only going to go 1 minute in, guys, just to show you the difference in damage here. Watch, it'll be my luck. We'll do more damage this way. Watch. All the testing I did earlier will end up being false. Now, I kind of paused here because I wasn't sure what Rugal was actually going to do. I thought he was going to blow up on us. But we got more AoE right now than what we had before. Let's go, 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 go. Oh, okay. See, Rugal, he kind of getting in the way. We lost quite a bit of damage there because he got out of the vicinity of our attack. It's a little annoying. And that's why I say, like, guild raid, I don't think it's really where it's at with this character, to be honest with you guys. 2-1, Phantom UE skill, and let's go, 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 go. And... well, you guys can see, I mean, maybe we will do more damage because we got almost, you know, 450 billion, something like that. About 450. So, I mean, it's pretty close. But even, like, this would average around near 900 billion. So, maybe this would be better. Like I said earlier, the testing I did, it ended up being the opposite. But, of course, when we do this... so we gotta lead a little closer again. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. But I think you guys get the drift, right? I think you're pretty sure you get the drift, right? He's pretty insane. So let me take you into the plug and play. Now I know he's not as insane as Oswald, but remember some characters are just stronger in other game modes than like for example, some characters are stronger outside of Guild Raid than what they are here, right? And this game mode doesn't really matter because you only need 1.25 billion anyways, right? Let's be honest about it, right? We want characters that are good in the Ages Challenge. We want characters that can do really well in those plug-in plants, that can do well in the Tower of Illusion. But in the plug-in plant, when you jump in here, watch this character. He is insane in this thing. Like, he is broken as hell. In fact, I've already talked to other players that said even on Tier 5, Terry at A9 can actually auto this crap. He can actually auto this, supposedly, which is insane, guys. That's insane. I have yet to do that with any of my characters. So we're just going to hit the 2-1. Now watch this. We're just going to hold the third skill. And we're going to keep holding. We're just going to go ahead and do the 3PG. But here's the cool thing about this. You literally only have to use Terry's third skill in this thing. And you'll just suck them right up to you. And you'll just destroy them. That's how broken he is. Watch this. We hit the Awaken skill. Third skill, third skill, third skill, third skill. Third skill. Watch this. Watch this. Right? We'll just keep using the third skill and killing all of our enemies. That's all we're going to do. That's all we're going to do, right? I mean, look at this crap. Alright, now we'll go ahead and do our 3PG. I could just use the UE skill if I wanted to, but I'm just going to use the Awaken skill instead because I'll have more repeated uses of the third skill. And for this game mode, that's not a bad thing. Let's go. Third skill. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Like, literally, this is all you have to do. It's just hold the third skill down. This is broken as hell. Look at this. It just sucks them right up to him, and he just murders them. He has that final explosion at the end of the third skill that does a ridiculous amount of damage to these guys. Man, that wolf is sick. Alright, we're just going to hit the third skill and just hold it. Watch this. Look, look, look. Isn't that nuts? Look at that crap. That is insane. Wow. Alright, so we're just going to hit the 2-1. We're just going to go ahead and do the 3PG. And we're going to murder a boy. He got out of the vicinity of our third skill. And that, again, that's kind of the thing that sucks about that thing. Is that sometimes, characters will be too far away. But if he could pull them in, oh, it's on. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Boom. Right? Just hold the third skill down and just murder the crap out of him. And on top of that, you're building up your Phantom State bar, right? So you can use your Phantom UE skill. So, I mean, yeah, Terry's insane, guys. Like, he's really, really badass. Honestly, in this game mode, I think he's going to shine more than Oswald in this particular game mode. Obviously, Oswald will shine more in Guild Raid. But from what I understand, especially these leveled up Terrys, they're doing pretty damn insane in the Colossal Boss Dungeon. So that is something else to keep in mind. And the way that Terry's third skill is set up, I do believe that he's going to be nuts for this Ages Challenge, guys. Doing all those hits. Boom, 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 with that third skill. I mean, granted, Oswald does a bunch of hits too, so we're going to have to see how that plays out, but we've seen characters like Terry with a similar kind of skill set, like Chris way back in the day, where his skill would reset over and over, right? And that he was insane in those Ages Challenge. So I almost think that Terry might appear to be a whole lot weaker than Oswald because I just showed a Guild Raid run, right? In Guild Raid, Oswald's so much stronger. But I do gotta wonder about some of these other game modes. But Terry is bonkers. Let me know what you all think about him. And I do stream on Twitch and YouTube. The link to Twitch is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See everybody. Take care.